Sobrang nakakagulat na balita. Grabe, President BBM, pinakita na. Pinakita na ang tinatagong nating barko, nilamon na ng Inggit ang China. Ayon sa nakalap nating impormasyon, nagimbal ang lahat sa balitang ito, nayanig dito ang China. Matapos ilabas ni BBM ang dalawa nating bagong barko, napataas na ng kamay ang China. Grabe si President BBM, pinakita na. Pinakita na tinatago nating barko, nilamon na ng Inggit ang China. Tara panoorin natin.
Wala tayong isusuko, wala tayong papapabayaan. What we witnessed during the commissioning ceremony of the Navy's two newly acquired vessels, the BRP Miguel Malvar and the BRP Albert Mahini, is a Philippine Navy that is modernizing, that is evolving, and is ready to conduct more complex and effective operations in promoting the country's national interest. Through the AFP Modernization Program, especially through Horizon 3, we are investing in responsive and up-to-date assets and systems to ensure that our Navy remains a formidable force in the region. To the brave men and women of the Philippine Navy, you consistently show us what real service looks like. Despite being far from home and facing the challenges of long days and rough seas, you still carry on with your strength, commitment, and with your resolve. This is your Commander-in-Chief wishing you fair winds and following seas. So despite rough seas, existing dangers, the psychological toll you serve, not simply out of duty for the Republic, but because that is innately who you are. You are guardians of our people. The Philippine Navy has been a constant force in our Hader response operations, deploying fleet marine teams to rescue distressed fishing vessels and to respond whenever extreme typhoons and other disasters strike. In every mission, the Navy proves that maritime strength is measured by the character, clarity of mission, and the commitment of those who serve. That same commitment to duty was clearly seen in the West Philippine Sea and in other maritime outposts. We stand firm. We will never tolerate any act of disrespect against our sovereignty. We will continue to safeguard our maritime zones and exercise our maritime entitlements in accordance with international law.
We shall now witness the unveiling of the vessel's name by our honoree. At the count of 3, ready. 1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you BRP Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, and BRP Albert Magini, PG 909.
We shall now proceed with the traditional breaking of wine with Mrs. Marie Venus P. Espeleta, the spouse of the Flag Officer in Command Philippine Navy, as the vessel's sponsor. This symbolizes good luck to the ship and its crew throughout her journey at sea.
I, Marie Venus P. Espeleta, do hereby christen thee, Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, and Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Albert Magini, PG 909.
At the count of 3, ready. 1, 2, 3.
In line with the Philippine Navy's vision of a modern and multi-capable Navy, part of today's Philippine Navy anniversary is the commissioning of BRP Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, and BRP Albert Magini, PG 909.
The Naval Adjutant Captain Elvira R. Gonzalez, Philippine Navy General Staff Corps, will now read the commissioning orders of the vessels.
Pursuant to General Orders Number 305 and General Orders Number 307, Headquarters Philippine Navy, published on 13 May 2025, Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, and Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas Albert Magini, PG 909, are hereby commissioned into the service of the Philippine Navy effective 20 May 2025.
The commanding officers of BRP Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, Captain Paul Michael Hetchanova, Philippine Navy GSC, and BRP Albert Magini, PG 909, Commander Louis Toong, Philippine Navy, will now render their completeness and readiness report to the Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy.
Ito, ang mga pinuno at tauhan ng barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, ay narito pong lahat na pag-alaman at handa na po sa seremonyang pagkukomisyon.
Ito, ang mga pinuno at tauhan ng barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Albert Magini, PG 909. Narito po lahat na pag-alaman at handa na po sa seremonyang pagkukomisyon.
The Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy, will render same report to our Commander-in-Chief. We shall now witness the first hoisting of commissioning pennants, national ensign, jack flag, and the full dressing of the BRP Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, and BRP Albert Magini, PG 909.
Ugay kamay! Na!
The commanding officers will render a report to the Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy, that BRP Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, and BRP Albert Magini, PG 909, have now been commissioned and added to the inventory of readily deployable vessels of the Philippine Navy.
Ito, ang barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, ay ganap na pong nakomisyon.
Ito, ang barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Albert Magini, PG 909, ay ganap na pong nakomisyon.
The Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy, will render same report to our Commander-in-Chief. We shall now witness the time-honored tradition of the setting of the watch. This shows the first entry on the ship's rough deck log, which signifies the first posting of duties of the newly commissioned vessels.
Barko ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Miguel Malvar, 7806. Martes, ika-20 ng Mayo,
Harap sa labas! Harap! Takbong akbang! Cut!
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to the officers and crew of BRP Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, and BRP Albert Magini, PG 909. May we request the President, the official party, and other distinguished guests to proceed aboard BRP Miguel Malvar, FFG 06, for the capability demonstration. To formally welcome us in today's event and to give his anniversary message, ladies and gentlemen, the Flag Officer in Command, Philippine Navy, Vice Admiral Jose Ma Ambrosio, Q. Espeleta, Philippine Navy.
Let me first greet our guest of honor speaker, His Excellency Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines and Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Honorable Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr., Secretary, Department of National Defense. Secretary Antonio Lagdameo Jr., Special Assistant to the President. General Romeo S. Browner Jr., Philippine Army, Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines. Ambassadors, Major Service Commanders, and Law Enforcement Agency Chiefs. His Excellency Lee Sang-hwa, Ambassador of South Korea to the Philippines. National and local government officials, former flag officers in command of the Philippine Navy, other generals and flag officers, members of the Foreign Armed Forces Attaché Corps, Dr. Ju Woon-ho, Chief Executive of Naval Special Ship HD Hyundai Heavy Industries, officers, sailors, Marines, civilian human resources, and reservists of Team Philippine Navy, descendants and relatives of General Miguel Malvar and Ensign Albert Magini, my wife, Mrs. Marie Venus Espeleta, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a good Navy morning to everyone. On behalf of the men and women of the Philippine Navy, I welcome and extend my deepest gratitude to each of you for joining us on this momentous occasion as we celebrate our 127th anniversary. This day provides us the opportunity to reflect on our organization's core values, maritime heritage, and enduring traditions that contribute to the advancement of our maritime nation. Truly, we have come a long way from the hoisting of the Philippine flag at the topmast of a revolutionary vessel in 1898. Our Navy has steadily grown into a force that is ever prepared to protect the country. Our readiness has become even more crucial in navigating the present security environment, filled with urgent challenges related to the development in our seas. And for the Philippines, we are aware that our country's future is linked to the security of our maritime domain. That is why our Navy plays an important role, not just in defending national sovereignty and assuring territorial integrity, but in contributing to lasting peace and preserving marine resources that future generations of young Filipinos can inherit. As such, this year's theme, Philippine Navy, Addressing Challenges, Promoting Regional Stability and Strengthening Maritime Security, shows our firm understanding of the growing expectations placed upon us, including the resolute desire meet. For this reason, we have been progressively undertaking actions to attain a holistic defense posture that secures the whole Philippine archipelago and our exclusive economic zone. This is anchored in the comprehensive archipelagic defense concept. We demonstrate this commitment by modernizing and enhancing our deterrent capabilities, deepening our defense ties with key partners and like-minded nations, developing individuals with appropriate technical competencies, and strengthening collaboration with major services. This also brings us closer to our vision of becoming a modern and multi-capable Navy. Yet, the realization of these endeavors was not carried out overnight, nor by us alone. It is the result of the endless support of the national government and the invaluable service of countless officers, enlisted personnel, and civilian human resource who came before us and paved the way for us. Let us not forget these contributions, which have made it possible for us to stand where we are today.
As we commemorate our 127th anniversary, there is clarity on what we must do moving forward. And that is to uphold our mandate of asserting our sovereignty, sovereign rights, and jurisdiction. Let us stay on course and remain full speed ahead. Once again, the men and women of the Philippine Navy express our gratitude for your presence and time here with us today. Let us continue to work together and unite in the spirit of this special event. Mabuhay ang hukbong dagat ng Pilipinas at mabuhay tayong lahat. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Vice Admiral Ezpeleta, sir.
Ngayon, ikaw bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento sa ibaba at atin pong babasahin isa-isa.